Hello there. What is going on, everybody? We've got some interesting leaks to talk about with Star Wars Legion, namely the Mercenary card pack and what seems to be the way that card packs are going to be coming out next year with the second half of this 2.0 rollout, 2.6 new edition of Legion, whatever they're going to end up calling it. I'm sure it'll have a new name next year. Maybe they should give it like a new name, like Legion Hard Charging, or or Legion Never Tell Me the Odds edition, or something like that. I don't know what they're going to end up calling it. But we do have a little bit of information that was leaked and mysteriously showed up and just as quickly disappeared off of the AMG products page. We're going to talk about this in today's video. Also, more information is coming out this week in a live stream talking about points. We're going to talk about that also. So a lot of Legion stuff, a lot of Legion goodies, news is coming this week. It's an exciting time because it's kind of been, the well has been a little dry when it comes to Legion news, and a lot of AMG's stuff seems like it's all been dedicated to Marvel Crisis Protocol and Shatterpoint lately. And I know that next year is going to be a big year for Legion, but it definitely has felt like it's sort of, we're eating the very lean section of the meat this year, and not getting a whole lot. But there's been a little bit of stuff. Real quick, we're doing 12 Days of Life Day this year in December. So if you want to have a chance to enter to win any of the 12 giveaways that are going to happen in December, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. Let me know. I've got some things, I got some speculations that I'm going to make. I want to know what you guys agree with, what you don't. But before we get into speculation, let's talk about what we know. This was shown on the Atomic Mass Games product page. SWQ04. We know that SWQ is the new three-letter identifier they're swapping out Star Wars Legion with. Old products used to have this SKU, and it was basically, it used to be SWL for Star Wars Legion, but now they're changing it over to SWQ, which stands for Star Wars Quegion. No, it does not. I made that up. That's a gotcha right there. It's not Quegion. That should be a t-shirt. It's not Quegion. It's Legion. Maybe that's going to show up. It's not Quegion. Oh my goodness. That's incredible. Anyway. You know how awful I am that I make myself laugh? It's because I have kids and I'm officially a dad, so dad humor in full effect. Let's talk about this. Mercenary card pack. Now, we knew that they were going to be doing card packs. We knew that card packs were coming. What we didn't know is that they seem like they're breaking them down by faction. This has led some to speculate that the first 4, 5, or 6 packs are all going to be separated card packs. So if you wanted to get all the new cards, you won't be able to just necessarily buy one pack. You may have to get this bundle of all of them. A Rebellion pack, Empire pack, Republic pack, Separatist pack, maybe Upgrade card pack, and Mercenary card pack, stuff like that. It does seem like perhaps the Mercenary card pack will also include the Shadow Collective, even though there are characters in there like Darth Maul as and the Mandalorians that can't necessarily go in other factions, but this would make sense for them. So here's the blurb and what we know about this product pack. From darkened corners of the core worlds to hives of scum and villainy in the Outer Rim, characters of unscrupulous morals looking for easy credits can be found anywhere. Whether it's hired guns on the battlefield or tacticians, cleverly employed mercenaries can swing the tide of battle. This pack contains updated mercenary cards for Star Wars Legion for all previously released mercenary units. Pre-order now! So, that's the Star Wars Legion Mercenary Pack, Mercenary Upgrade Pack. One of the things that initially I thought when I looked at this, I'm like, well, there's not that many mercenaries to fill up a whole card pack. Something that's probably going to be $9.99 or with inflation, maybe even up to $20. I don't know how they're going to, but again, they're trying to make money right now. It might be more than $10. I know the old card packs were $10, but it's not just the mercenaries. You got to think about different bounty hunters that they have. Like, each one has, some of them have more than one unit card, but they all have their unit card. A lot of them have custom gear that they can use, that only they can use. Look at Din Djarin, for example. He's got He's got Grogu. He's got his little Mando backpack. He's got his Beskar spear, and he's got his long rifle, and he's got, you know, all this cool stuff. Maybe he'll have the Darksaber in there too. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something with the Darksaber and just make a Darksaber instead of make a separate Darksaber for everybody. But there's also command cards, and that adds like, you know, 1, 2, or 3 different versions of like all of these. I'm curious about other specific units, like somebody like the Bad Batch, who has like, you know, like a Republic version, but then also a Merc version. You know, like I wonder, you know, what is going to be the play there, if they're going to include them here, or if they're going to include both in the other one. You know, are they going to include those in the Rebels, because they can kind of only go in Rebels right now? You know, like it's very, you know, I'm curious. I'd love to see a card list of what is going to include in here, but I do expect there to be the Shadow Collective. I do expect you to have your Mandalorians and Darth Maul, or rather Lord Maul, to show up in this particular pack. And it does not sound like there will be new mercs announced with this, because it does specifically point out previously released mercenary units. This, of course, doesn't mean that there won't be new mercs coming out. They just won't be in this particular card pack. And so that's fine, because you won't necessarily need the cards, you know, for other stuff. Now, if they do change an existing unit to force it to be a mercenary, like they did, for example, with Boba Fett when he was Empire only, then that card would probably be in here, because then he would be considered a previously released mercenary unit. So that's kind of what we know about this. I do expect, again, each of the other factions to have card packs. I do expect that, you know, I think the first dozen SKU codes are those product codes are already spoken for, with like different expansions that we already know of. I think like 11 SWQ 11 is like stormtroopers, and so they've already used a big chunk of them. But just because it's only SKU and like 2 digits doesn't mean they can't eventually upgrade it to like 3 digits. Like I have 100 and 101, because they're already over 100 with SWL. There's already over 100 items for Star Wars Legion that have been made and had SKUs assigned for them, although some of them had kind of been pulled and canceled and stuff like that, but they still keep them in the system. Just because it's only a 5-digit or a 5-character code doesn't mean it couldn't eventually change to a 6-character. Although it is interesting that they didn't, you know, kind of start it, knowing that there's already over 100, and they hopefully plan to keep this game going. The fact that there's only 5 digits in there has kind of alarmed a couple of people, but I don't see any reason why they couldn't just make it, you know, 3-digit at some point. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. What is interesting is the next thing that we're going to talk about, and that is points changes that are coming in 2025 with the new edition. And we're going to have a little bit of an opportunity this week, Wednesday, as a matter of fact, to talk with AMG. Hopefully to talk with them, although not always too big on the Q&A with the live streams. They usually just, you know, information dumping, and you know, that's kind of how they tend to operate. But sometimes they will still answer questions, so there might be a Q&A portion. So here is their post. It says, "Want to hear about the latest for Star Wars Legion? Come join the dev team on Wednesday, November 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Atomic Mass Games Twitch for a discussion and analysis on the upcoming points update." So, I don't know why I'm reading everything in these voices. "Hi, and welcome to the Crabbok's channel. If you'd like a customized birthday wish, leave me a message in the comments below." And no, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know how I would get that to you. Anyway, so this is going to be interesting. I know that they've teased certain things that are getting changed. Lando has been teased multiple times, and basically everything is getting adjusted. I wouldn't be surprised to see certain things go up in points. A lot of Republic stuff. Clone Commandos are very strong right now. Anakin's very popular right now. I think a lot of the Jedi might have some points adjustments, considering so many Force users dropped by like 40 points or so because of, or not necessarily 40 whole points, but they dropped significantly with Force Push getting such a huge points increase. And they've had a lot of time to look at data, so it'll be interesting to see what points changes are going to happen. Of course, we'll be talking about this as well. So pretty cool stuff coming down the pipeline. So that's what we have. again, I'm sure we're gonna get some information about this card pack. I don't know if they had planned this live stream all along, or if this live stream was kind of a chance to deflect from the community talking about the accidental card pack drop, because I didn't think that they were going to really start spoiling any of the new 2025 stuff right away. They usually like to take a lot of time off around the end of the year, so I don't expect a whole lot of news coming out of AMG in November. I don't expect really any in December. They do a lot of vacation time around there. But come January, we're going to be getting a lot. It's going to probably be coming at us fast and furious. And who needs Legion when you got family? Speaking of Fast and Furious, terrible references. I feel like I'm like the living embodiment of Michael Scott right now, making terrible jokes. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think is going to have points changes? What other different card packs do you expect to find? And what are some of your hopes in 2025 for Star Wars Legion? Let me know down in the comments below. Plus, you can join our Discord in the video description below. We got links for all of that stuff. I want to thank my patrons. You guys are out of this world. Thank you so much for continuing to support this channel. We couldn't do this without you. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And always wash your socks.